Yo, what's up? My name's Retro Pat, and we are back for some more Dungeon Defenders, working still towards the Mastermind achievement. Now, this should be a decently quick achievement to do. It still is about, I think I end up doing about 3 maps per episode, but I really just want to jump into it and get them done as soon as possible because there's not a whole lot. I'm honest with you guys, there's not a whole lot to talk about. These will be ramble episodes. There's not a whole lot to talk about while I'm actually achieving these goals, and I think some goals in Dungeon Defenders are always going to be like that. Some goals are going to be really like every single second I have to commentate. Every single second there's a new boss spawn or a new goblin copter coming in, or I have to constantly adjust my build, yada yada yada. I don't really have to do this here. This is like unbelievably chill mode incorporated. Like, this is the chillest it can be. So all I really do, if you haven't seen me play this yet, the goal of this is to beat every map in the storyline with only towers, and I should be able to do this. I don't think it has to be like on a specific difficulty. I'm doing it on insane difficulty to make the mobs run faster, to actually get to me quicker. You could do it on easy, I believe, and still get this achievement. I believe it. Maybe like medium. You might need a specific what's it called? A specific like lowest difficulty for certain achievements. I'm not totally sure, but like I'm just gonna set up the strength drain or set up the the LT, the lightning tower, and then just jump into it. And this is pretty much what a lot of the waves look like. Is just, this is the first one. Obviously, as things move on, part of me was instinctively I wanted to attack that goblin, but you cannot attack. The biggest thing is I cannot use any pet damage. So having a DPS pet would invalidate the run. I cannot use any pet damage. I cannot do any hero damage. I have to just let my towers take down everything, which just takes a little bit of time to let all the minions come in and rush in, and that's kind of it for today. So I'll be doing this today for Alchemical Laboratories, I believe is what we're on now. Alchemical Laboratories, and then whatever 2 maps most likely follow after. I do end up doing about 3 maps per episode. I plan on weaving in some fun gaming fun facts here and there to hopefully make it a little bit more interesting. And then from here, we'll probably just be rambling about whatever topic I feel like talking about today. If these DD episodes are not your cup of tea, I super understand and would not be offended by any means if you want to wait or skip ahead or rewatch old episodes or go watch something you enjoy today. The most important thing is just finding, spending your time on this planet doing something that makes you feel cozy, makes you feel happy, makes you feel, like you're enjoying yourself. It doesn't always have to be cozy, I guess. That's a whole other, topic of how much stress should we implement into our lives? How much should we push ourselves? How much should we relax? It's all a balancing act. That could be a whole ramble thing, but I'm sure to jump into it today. Alchemical Laboratories should be very, very chill. I set up a few DSTs to help out along the way. We still have 85. We have so many defense units we could set up here as well. Maybe I'll swap over to my Series EV and build a booster beam here in a quick sec if I really wanted to. I mean, that's a fine, totally valid thing to do here. I'm going to put this over here, blast in this way. Why not? Hilariously, I cannot seem to be able to build a booster beam on this little platform. I don't know. I think it's because the height is different, or I'm just too close to the crystal in general. I don't know if I was on hardcore mode actually, so I'm about to jump into the wave here. That's kind of funny. I must be on insane. I forgot. There was a big change recently in the game where there's no longer a timer if you're just on like Nightmare. If you used to just play a map on Nightmare, you would get a timer. And I think maybe even on Insane, I kind of forget. It's been a while. Now I forget. It's been a while since that changed, but you used to get a timer just for playing the game on a higher level difficulty. Now you don't get that timer if you're not on hardcore. But I think putting a map on hardcore like always gives the timer. I wonder if you play on like medium hardcore if you get a timer. Now I don't know, but essentially I had a timer there, which I'm pretty sure that timer is from playing on Insane plus hardcore, which is kind of interesting because previously whenever you played on Nightmare at all, that made a lot of the Nightmare maps, it made them more difficult, like always being on a timer. But I would argue it made them like arbitrarily more difficult, because what you would do is you would just have to you would just lose to like not being able to strategize quick enough or not being able to put up your towers quick enough, and that was kind of lame, So I thought it was a really, really fantastic change to just make it so you could turn off hardcore mode if you don't want to deal with the timer. But it's kind of funny, I ended up with a timer on this map. Not that I, am worried about it, but I just kind of forgot about that even being a factor. But I was trying to set up these booster beams and just was not, these just do not work. It lets me place this one here. So that makes me think it's not, like, this is too close to the crystal. This makes me think that this is not too close to the crystal, but that it's just like a height difference thing, because this little platform the crystal is on is just very slightly lifted and like weird. I guess that's what it is. It's so strange. I don't know, because I can't do, like, I guess I can do this. What if I do it like higher up? Very weird. Very, very, very strange. I do it, what if I do like over here and do one touching this one? I can't do this either, right? And that's what makes me, yeah, that's what makes me think like, what the fuck is going on? Because I can't even do this. Very, very strange height thing going on here. All right, we're moving on to the last wave. We will have a demon boss fight, which is something to watch out for here. And once again, I need to make sure I don't do any damage. At least this character doesn't have a DPS pet. That's honestly important. I could have made that mistake and messed up a little bit, but we should be okay. I'm going to go ahead and just bring in my mage here, I think, for this, and just kind of chill. Give the towers that are on the map a little more extra DPS. It shouldn't matter. I mean, I'll build extra DSTs, honestly, up here just to help obliterate the demon boss, but it shouldn't be a problem. We have 7 out of 7, 386 minions coming in. All right, and the boss is approaching. Here we go. Should be an absolute cakewalk, but it's always nice to see his little intro, see him fly in. I think this boss is one of the coolest designed. I mean, he's I don't know, saying he's just a demon lord, I don't think is fair. I actually feel like his art design is pretty damn unique. His bent horns, the way they bend out downward, the way that he has that sort of underbite with the big teeth under his jaw, the way that he has his eyebrows sort of tweaked in a certain way, and then also he has like a spiky like rock goatee made out of the same materials as his teeth, it seems. So I think he's a pretty interestingly designed demon. I've always liked his look. I was probably a little scared of him when I played this game. I mean, just because he was the first boss, honestly. Like, him just being the first boss was terrifying back in, man, 2011, when this game, yeah, probably back then was something to overcome. Nowadays, we blast through them. I didn't even see, honestly, I wasn't watching the bottom right-hand corner. Okay, it's actually nice to be able to go in here and see Master Strategist. Okay, so we did get Master Strategist on this level. Next up, we continue on. The next up is Servants' Quarters. I really don't like this map, to be totally honest. I think I just feel claustrophobic in it. I'm not totally sure. It's just such a small map, and it's so, well, not even, okay, it's not even a small map. I guess that's the other problem. It's kind of a medium-sized, like, decent-sized map, but it's such tight quarters the entire way. One might even call them servants' quarters. Ha ha ha. But I'm just not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of having to get caught on different walls, nooks and crannies, having to move around my character in certain ways. It's a pain in the butt, so I'm not a huge fan of it. Let me go ahead and go grab the chest here. Actually, seeing how much mana I have here in total is going to be pretty relevant. 230. I need to make sure, do I have enough mana for an LT plus 2 strength? Yeah, I think, oh, actually, I'm going to be really close. So I'm going to have to head over to my monk. Sorry, monk first. Monk first, set up a strength rune. I'm not going to have quite enough mana. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to my summoner really quick. I'm actually kind of on a timer here. 27 seconds on the timer left. Switch over to my summoner really quick and build an archer right here. That will take care of any electric immune stragglers who might be avoiding the what's it called? The lightning tower. Now we switch over to the monk. Now we build a strength rune or here whenever I have the mana, whenever possible, and we should be cooking. And since we made it for the first wave pretty safely, it's time for a fun fact. Did you guys know that Gabe Newell, the creator of Steam, has an estimated net worth of $4.3 billion as of 2024, making him the highest paid game developer of all time due to him creating Steam and obviously making things like Half-Life and Team Fortress 2 and Half-Life Alyx, I guess, later on. All of these original games that revolutionized certain genres. And with that 4.3 billion net worth, he's still only the 734th richest person in the world. I thought that was kind of interesting considering what a massive conglomerate gaming is at this point. I thought it was kind of crazy that probably the richest, or at least one of the most rich, people involved in video games is still ranked 734. It really puts things into perspective and shows how other businesses can be pretty crazy. I actually needed to shrink my strength drain ore to go ahead and place it here because the other one is just reaching too far. So that's okay. We do have that shrunk now. I could have, I guess, moved over here more, but I'm totally fine with that. I do need to switch over to my mage, though, to build more lightning towers and stuff. The timer is kind of funny. I didn't expect the timer to be a factor, but honestly, it's kind of a good thing. So if I'm being lazy enough on these maps to where I'm not just spamming through and the timer's becoming a factor, I'm probably playing too slow. That's definitely what that means. So honestly, I probably should just speed things up. I'm gonna go grab this mana, switch over to my mage here as quickly as possible. I think the thing spawns right here. I can't believe I ever remembered that. I'll take it all day. Switch over to my mage. I don't really need to grab any more mana. I'm probably should have jumped right into... I'm just gonna jump straight into this wave. I think just having the waves going is the most important thing on the map like this by far. And then just build as many lightning towers here as possible. Hop over here. Do the same thing. Build as many lightning towers as possible. We do have a strength drain aura over here. I could build like a DST looking this way because why not? Maybe a DST looking the other way if I get more mana in a quick sec. Thankfully, with the map being so small for the most part and everything being so tight quarters, I feel like the minions do actually arrive to the tower decently quickly, which allows you to wipe them out quicker. So we're currently at wave 5 out of 7 with, you know, only 1 minion left on this current map. We're looking to max defense units used. I'm just going to spam the G button as soon as I can into the next wave. We should be 1000% good here. Wave 6, here we go. Okay, hilariously, I just realized with the timer, if you're actually trying to do this challenge on hardcore mode, you can actually AFK like every map. So, quick tip for those who want to go for the Mastermind achievement, which I think is a really fun one. All you need to do, if you're like character is obviously over leveled, forward, and powerful like mine are for this, right? All you need to do is build a strength drain aura at each crystal, build a few LTs around them, and then you can just like go AFK. And then the timer, you could go do, you know, get groceries, go do chores, go like hard AFK, do whatever you want to do. And then the timer will literally just like tick down and go into the next wave for you. So you could do this achievement if you have the correct stats entirely AFK, as long as you set up each map individually, which is pretty crazy, but also very cool and part of why I love Dungeon Defenders. There's something I love so much about like preparing for something and getting like aggressively rewarded for that preparation. I think it's part of why I love MMOs and things like events. In my main unit, I play Pokemon. Like, if you prepare ahead of time, you will get monstrously rewarded. And I really do feel like Dungeon Defenders carries that same sort of sentiment. If you level up your characters, if you put in the work, you put in the grind, then it makes so many other things, the actual gameplay itself, so much easier. So let's just go ahead and jump into this next map. I do like this map a lot. I think visually, all the lighting, I love, it's such a holy looking map. Not that that's something I particularly care about, but I think it's a beautiful aesthetic. Like all the different light portholes coming in is so fucking cool to me. And the light coming in from these windows, it's just the lighting on this map has always been insane to me. I don't know how they thought about it. I don't know how they chose to do this, why they chose to do it like this. It's in the Castle Armory, which you would think is like, when I think of a Castle Armory, I think of like a deep, dark, grungy dungeon map. But they decided to make this like rich and bright and more like gold forward, and I love it. I fucking love it. I'm not over here complaining like, oh, it's not a traditional armory actually, nerd emoji. Dude, I don't fucking care. This shit is beautiful. I absolutely adore it. I'm gonna go switch over to the monk. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe this is I don't fucking have history education. Maybe this is a more traditional armory. I have no idea. But when I think of an armory, I don't think of bright visuals like this. But I kind of do from now on because of Dungeon Defenders, which is pretty beautiful. I'm gonna go set up the yeah. Like this is honestly probably enough to just like chill. Maybe I'll line them up so I can set up a booster beam on them in the future. But this is plenty. I could go chill if I really wanted to, but I want to yap instead. Gaming fun fact time. Did you guys know that Steam is named after like the element of steam, like water mist, because of how quickly steam spreads in a room and takes over the area, which is meant to symbolize the quick and hasty nature of being able to distribute games online to the masses, which was revolutionary when that came out at the time, and has set the precedent for how we, you know, purchase, play a game. Like it's the precedent for everything we do nowadays when it comes to video games. There is an archer killing my crystal, and I actually can't deal with him without building a tower, which is kind of hilarious. I'm gonna go grab enough mana to hopefully build a DST to hopefully kill him before. Surely I can reach him. Yeah, kill him before he can do too much. That was kind of crazy. That was kind of unfortunate. I assume he was just out of range of my D. I don't know what happened there. My LT. I guess he was out of range. Now, this was on insane difficulty. I think these do get healed, correct? Or do these not? Oh, shit. I thought on insane difficulty, your crystals got healed. I thought it was nightmare where they don't get healed, but maybe it's insane. It's crazy the difference between insane and nightmare is so interesting. I don't really know it. Like, I don't know all the different details. I feel like I kind of blended them two together, but they're so different. Like, it's blending those two things together is kind of crazy because they are so tremendously different. I'm going to start spamming DSTs all around. I'm at 59 out of 90 units. I'm going to go switch over to my Series EV really quick. I'm having to use a little bit of strategy here. I'm having to use my brain just a little. We'll just spam little booster beams all around. We'll have this one cost 6. Why not? Have it blast all the way over there. 69 out of 90 total defense units used. I want to switch to something here. I guess just back to my mage. I just don't know exactly what else. I don't know. Part of me wanted to switch my hermit there, but I couldn't remember off the top of my head if my hermit had a DPS pet or just a goldfish in a bowl. I didn't want to take the risk, so I'd rather just go ahead and play it safe. Go back to my mage, build a DST looking down the middle here. There's an orc over there lost in the distance, just stumbling around. I'm going to build a DST to quickly put him out of his misery. Yep, there we go. Absolutely sniped. See you later. I like his coloring, though. He's like orange. Some of the orcs are like orange in this as opposed to like a more harsher red or purple, I guess, on Nightmare. I'm not even sure, actually. What color are the orcs on Nightmare? It's been a while. It's been a second, I guess. I feel like playing this map just makes me happy. I know I'm just glazing and talking about the visuals of this map so much, but it really stands out to me. And I think it's so easy to play games and not acknowledge or realize how an area is making you feel. It'll be there. It'll make you feel certain ways, but it's easy to not acknowledge what an impact that plays. And I really do try to consciously think about lighting and coloring when I play games. I think it really, really impacts my experience. It's something I've noticed over the years. A really good example of this is The Elder Scrolls Oblivion. This is going to make a lot of people, cringe, and I apologize, but I could not get into Elder Scrolls Oblivion due to the color palette. The game made me sad to play. It looked grungy, it looked grimy, it looked dark in all elements. Even if we were outside in the sun, it just never looked... it took me out of it. It made it hard for me to enjoy the game, which makes me sad because I'm sure the RPG elements in the game itself is beautiful. And I did not have this problem with Morrowind, and I did not have this problem with Skyrim. I started the Elder Scrolls series with Morrowind on original Xbox, and then I ended up playing Skyrim. I tried Oblivion and just couldn't get into it. Then I ended up playing Skyrim for thousands of hours at this point. I'm almost 100%ed it. I've been trying to work towards 100%ing it forever, but I kind of just never quite get there. Hopefully with the gaming journal series that I do on this channel every so often, I'll eventually push myself to go for 100% achievements on Skyrim, as you see me achievement hunting in a different game, Dungeon Defenders right now, but I'd let it go for that at some point. But just an example being Oblivion, I was a really, really hard game for me to get into, such I couldn't get into it because of the color palette, because of the grunginess of it. So that sucks, but what you want to appreciate the games that have a color palette that you super, super enjoy. Things like Dungeon Defenders. I like the bright, cartoony aspects. To me, it makes me enjoy them. It's not that I just can't enjoy dark games. I don't want people to say, that's not true at all. Like certain horror games, things like Dead Space, right? Like certain horror games I've loved, or certain games like Gears of War, which Gears of War 1 really has like a dark, grungy tone throughout the entire game, especially in Gears of War 1. I think as the series goes on, it kind of lightens up a little bit, but man, Gears 1 was very grungy is the perfect, very like grimy backstreets sort of vibe. And that game was amazing. I loved it so much. So it's not that I just can't play dark games, but it's just that sometimes the grungy or darkness can overpower or just bum the mood out enough in certain types of games. I don't think Oblivion needs to be a game that feels grungy and dark. And that was just always just my feelings and opinions. Please don't take this as a critique of Oblivion or, oh, wow, this game is bad because of this, and this. No, it's more like hey, this is my experience. I had a hard time getting into it because of this and this. Maybe I need some graphical mods, and maybe that would allow me to enjoy the game one day. So we'll have to work on that. But for now, this might shock people, but I successfully yapped enough, and I took care of the maps, boys. We did it. That's 3 maps done for today with tons of yapping in the book. Next up, we will come back and do Castle Armory. Yeah, or no, sorry, we just did Castle Armory. We'll come back to do, I have to keep this in mind as well because it's so easy to forget what map you're on. That's why I kind of want to get this, I want to get these achievements done with quickly because I don't want to get distracted and then forget what map I'm on. That's like my actual nightmare. So I will come back. We will come back to do Hall of Court. That's where we're at. We are at Hall of Court. We'll come back, do Hall of Court, Throne Room, and then Royal Gardens, and then do Ramparts, Spires, Summit, and then probably do Glitterhelm in the same episode or a different episode. So it's going to be about 3 more episodes, 2 to 3 more episodes to complete this achievement, the Mastermind achievement, to show you guys that even a pea-brain can do it. I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it. It means the world to me. Dislike if not, that's okay. Subscribe to the channel for Dungeon Fitters videos every 3 days, and I will see you guys very soon. Make sure to defend your dungeons. Peace, Reno. Hey, what's up? Retro Pat here, and I want to say a quick big thank you to everybody whose name is listed here because it means you went above and beyond and supported me via the Patreon, which allows me to put more time, effort, and resources into this channel. Thank you so much, and have a great day.